And there are a lot of Browns fans who are here today, and he was signing some autographs. His dad, of course, was here. There he is. Cowboy hat and all.
A seismic shift is rumbling through the foundation of the NFL, and the epicenter is Cleveland, Ohio. The Browns' locker room, a place long acquainted with disappointment, has been transformed into a powder keg of potential, drama, and raw, unfiltered emotion. And the man who lit the fuse? None other than Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. The entire league is now watching the unfolding saga in Cleveland, not as a mere sports story, but as the must-see season finale of a gripping television drama, where the stakes extend far beyond the gridiron, into the deeply personal realms of family, respect, and the fierce protection of a son's destiny. The catalyst for this explosion was a single, stunning performance by a rookie many had written off before he ever took an NFL snap, Shadeur Sanders. As a fifth-round draft pick, his legendary last name cast a long shadow, leading to whispers of nepotism and claims that he was overdrafted, a beneficiary of his father's fame rather than his own merit. He arrived in Cleveland, a franchise whose history with quarterbacks is less a lineage and more a cursed chronicle of false hope and broken dreams. Yet, in his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders, Shadeur didn't just play. He authored a moment of profound significance. He shattered a nearly 30-year-old curse, becoming the first Browns rookie quarterback to win his debut since 1995, snapping a soul-crushing 17-game losing streak for rookie starters in Cleveland. But the victory was merely the headline. The story was in the details, in the breathtaking throws.
I've never seen him play without me coaching him, so that was strange, but it was good and it was healthy.
That left even the most jaded observers in a state of awe. The most telling reaction came not from the cheering fans, but from the heart of the Browns' defense. Myles Garrett, a superstar defensive end, so accustomed to carrying the team on his back that the offense's struggles often seemed like a distant concern. After witnessing a particularly miraculous throw from the rookie, cameras captured Garrett on the sideline, his head tilted back, eyes fixed on the jumbotron with his jaw agape, as if he had just witnessed a physical impossibility. Here was a defensive titan.
Listen, we trust all of our guys. We trust our guys to perform. He's no different. And playing a backup quarterback role, as we've talked about over the years, that's tough to come in there. But we trust him. I know there's things that he's going to want to do better, but that's why we work.
A man who has seen countless quarterbacks come and go through Cleveland's revolving door, stopped in his tracks by the audacious talent of a rookie who had received just 1 week of practice with the first-team offense. This is where the narrative pivots from triumphant to contentious. In the aftermath of this franchise-altering win, one would expect a coronation. Instead, from head coach Kevin Stefanski, the response was a masterclass in cautious, non-committal coach speak. When pressed on whether Shadeur had earned the starting job moving forward, Stefanski demurred. He spoke of trust in all our guys, of not getting ahead of themselves, and of the inherent difficulties of the backup quarterback role. He framed Shadeur's success not as a turning point, but as a data point in a continuous, week-to-week evaluation. This hesitant approach stands in stark, and many would argue, hypocritical contrast to the unwavering support Stefanski consistently afforded the struggling Dillon Gabriel. During a dismal 1-4 stretch with Gabriel at the helm, where the offense languished in a state of offensive irrelevance, Stefanski never wavered. After each loss, he was quick, decisive, and unequivocal in confirming Gabriel as his guy.
Been keeping up with Shadeur in Cleveland. What's the best piece of advice you've given him as a dad and as a coach?
Be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. And it's coming up.
There we go.
You know, I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year.
It's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, he going to get a shot.
And that's all you can ask for as a player. All you can ask for is the opportunity, right?
Tell me this, because this was all over the media, because I know y'all keep it a buck. That's why I love y'all to life.
Yes.
They made a big deal out of Philly called us on draft day.
Okay.
They didn't mention that. I just let a cat out of the bag.
I didn't know that. Yeah, okay.
Who was it? Baltimore. And
I
the
heard
Browns.
this, yeah.
And the Browns. They forget, I know, I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
we understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shadeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shadeur on the phone, and Shadeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar for 10 more years?
For sure.
I've never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today.
Great quote. Goddamn, that is a good.
Offering immediate commitment without the need for an evaluation period. The discrepancy is glaring, and, to a perceptive eye, reeks of a profound double standard. Gabriel, despite a portfolio of poor performances, was granted the benefit of the doubt and the security of a long leash. Shadeur Sanders, after a single, galvanizing victory, is treated as a temporary solution, a placeholder who must reprove his worth each and every week. It is this very dichotomy that has reportedly sent Deion Sanders into a justified fury. For Coach Prime, this isn't about coddling his son. It's about recognizing a clear pattern of disrespect in organizational politics that can derail a young player's career. He sees a situation where his son, despite demonstrating more promise and arm talent in one game than the offense had shown in weeks, is being held to an impossibly higher standard. The phrase emanating from Deion's camp is a simple, cutting indictment. That's rude. And when you examine the totality of the circumstances, it's a difficult assessment to dispute. Consider Shadeur's journey to that first start. For weeks, he was relegated to running the scout team, a role typically reserved for veteran backups or developmental projects. On the scout team, a quarterback does not practice his own team's offense. He impersonates the upcoming opponent. He receives no meaningful reps with the starting offensive line, no timing work with the first-string receivers. He is, in essence, a human practice dummy for the defense. While this is standard for a seasoned veteran who knows the system, for a rookie desperately needing every possible snap to learn and grow, it is a developmental handicap. To be thrown into a starting role after just 1 week of genuine preparation with the starters, and to not only survive but thrive, speaks volumes about Shadeur's innate talent and mental fortitude. It also raises serious questions about the Browns' commitment to his long-term development. The statistical comparison between Shadeur and Gabriel is also misleading on its surface. While Gabriel may boast a slightly higher completion percentage, a closer look reveals the truth. Gabriel's offense was characterized by safe, short passes that padded completion stats but did little to move the chains or threaten defenses. Shadeur, in contrast, was pushing the ball downfield. His 52-yard laser to Isaiah Bond, delivered while rolling to his right under pressure, was a throw of elite difficulty and precision. His 66-yard touchdown to Deontay Foreman, while a screen pass, was executed with perfect timing and placement, a simple play the offense had failed to execute with Gabriel. Shadeur was not managing the game. He was elevating it, showcasing the kind of arm talent and playmaking ability that has been absent in Cleveland for a generation. The reaction within the locker room is perhaps the most damning evidence for Stefanski's hesitant approach. Myles Garrett's very public admiration is a powerful signal. When a team's best player and defensive leader exhibits that level of excitement about a rookie quarterback, it sends a jolt of energy through the entire organization. It suggests that the players themselves see what the coach seems reluctant to acknowledge, that they may finally have found the guy. The criticism that Shadeur is merely a product of his famous name is a lazy and reductive narrative. While his father provided him with unparalleled resources and coaching, that privilege does not throw a football. It doesn't grant the arm strength to fire a 50-yard dart on the run, the poise to stand in against a professional pass rush, or the football IQ to read complex coverages. The NFL is the great equalizer. Your last name is irrelevant once you step between the lines. You can either play or you cannot. In his debut, Shadeur Sanders demonstrated emphatically that he belongs. Now, the spotlight intensifies. A start against the formidable San Francisco 49ers presents a trial by fire far more severe than the Raiders test. It is a chance for Shadeur to silence the doubters and for Stefanski to find the conviction his public statements have thus far lacked. By maintaining this week-to-week evaluation, Stefanski risks creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of instability. A young quarterback needs confidence and the unequivocal support of his coach to fully command a locker room and an offense. To grant that security to a struggling veteran while withholding it from a triumphant rookie is more than just a curious coaching decision. It is the core of the conflict that has drawn Deion Sanders into the fray and captivated the entire NFL. This is no longer just a quarterback competition. It is a battle over opportunity, respect, and the very soul of a franchise desperate for a savior. The air in Cleveland is different now. It's thick, with a potent mixture of long-dormant hope, simmering resentment, and the electric crackle of an impending revolution. The Browns facility, for decades a monument to quarterback despair, has become the stage for a high-stakes drama that transcends the sport itself. This isn't just about football. It's a Shakespearean play unfolding in cleats and a salary cap, a story about legacy, power, and the unyielding love of a father watching his son navigate a den of wolves. The fuse was lit not by a play call, but by a performance. And the man holding the match, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, has made it clear he will not stand by while the future is sacrificed for the comfort of the present. The protagonist of this drama is Shadeur Sanders, a young man who entered the league bearing the dual burden of a rookie and a legacy. Drafted in the 5th round, the narrative was pre-written by his detractors. He was a beneficiary of his name, an overhyped product of the Colorado spotlight, destined to be a footnote. He was cast into the NFL's most storied quarterback purgatory, a franchise where the jersey number has become a symbol of a curse rather than a position. Yet, in the neon-drenched crucible of Las Vegas, Shadeur didn't just challenge the narrative. He set it on fire. His victory was more than a statistic. It was an exorcism, ending a 17-game losing streak for Browns rookie starters that had stretched back to a time when the internet was a novelty. But the true measure of his debut wasn't found in the win-loss column. It was in the reactions he elicited. Myles Garrett's stunned gaze at the Jumbotron, captured in a now viral image, was the moment the locker room's perspective shifted. Garrett, a colossus who has shouldered the weight of this franchise for years, saw something he hadn't seen before. Not just competence, but transcendence. It was the look of a man who realized the cavalry had finally arrived. This was compounded by the subtle body language on the field, the wide receivers celebrating with a little more vigor, the offensive lineman patting the rookie on the helmet with a sense of genuine belief. Shadeur had not only won the game, he was in the process of winning the team. This is what makes Kevin Stefanski's subsequent hesitation so deafening. His post-game press conference, laden with vague platitudes about trusting all our guys and the toughness of the backup role, was a strategic retreat in the face of a potential offensive revolution. The contrast with his handling of the struggling Gabriel couldn't be more pronounced. For Gabriel, a 1-4 record and a stagnant offense warranted immediate, unwavering public support. For Shadeur, a victory filled with moments of brilliance warrants a wait-and-see approach. This isn't just a double standard. It's a glaring indictment of the organizational philosophy. It suggests a coaching staff more comfortable with known mediocrity than the unpredictable, albeit vastly higher, ceiling of a rookie. It's the football equivalent of choosing a safe, dimly lit room over the brilliant but occasionally stormy horizon. For Deion Sanders, a man who built a Hall of Fame career on supreme confidence and an unparalleled understanding of the game's politics, this is an unpardonable sin. His anger is not that of a helicopter parent, but of a strategist who recognizes a flawed game plan. He sees his son being subjected to a gauntlet of proving himself that was never imposed on his competition. The scout team assignment, which Stefanski might frame as paying your dues, is viewed from the outside as a developmental stagnation. While Shadeur was impersonating opposing quarterbacks, he was denied the crucial, foundational reps needed to master his own offense. That he emerged from this developmental deep freeze to perform as he did is nothing short of remarkable. And for Coach Prime, to treat that triumph as anything less than a franchise-altering event is the height of disrespect. The statistical debate is a red herring designed to obscure the truth. Yes, Gabriel's completion percentage is higher, but his game was one of containment short, high-percentage throws that moved the chains in increments, but never threatened the soul of a defense. Shadeur's game, even in its rookie imperfections, was one of aggression and expansion. The 52-yard seed to Isaiah Bond wasn't just a completion, it was a statement of intent. The perfectly timed screen pass for a 66-yard touchdown demonstrated a quarterback who understands the rhythm and geometry of the game at a level beyond his years. He wasn't just executing plays. He was conducting an orchestra that had been playing out of tune for months. Beyond the field, the business implications loom large. The NFL is a league of narratives and marketability. In Shadeur Sanders, the Browns have stumbled into a potential goldmine. A charismatic, talented young quarterback with a built-in national following and a last name that commands attention. To hesitate in fully embracing him is not just a football miscalculation. It's a potential business one. The league office, always keen on cultivating new stars, is undoubtedly watching, hoping Cleveland doesn't fumble this generational opportunity, both on and off the field. The upcoming game against the San Francisco 49ers is no longer just another fixture on the schedule. It is the most important game of the Kevin Stefanski era. It is a referendum on his vision and his courage. Will he open up the playbook, install Shadeur as the unequivocal leader, and bet on the kid's talent to slay a giant? Or will he coach not to lose, hedging his bets and reinforcing the very doubts that are plaguing his locker room? The players have seen the spark. Myles Garrett has seen it. The fans, desperate for a hero, have felt it. And Deion Sanders, a man who has never been shy about speaking truth to power, is watching, ensuring the world sees it too. The Powder Keg is in Cleveland. Shadeur Sanders provided the spark with his arm. Kevin Stefanski's indecision is pouring gasoline on the flames. The entire NFL is watching, waiting for the explosion, because they know that when the smoke clears, the landscape of the league might just look very, very different.